Greetings and welcome to the 21st episode of Oblivion House Mod Hunters. As always, I'm your host, Dark Elf Guy, and today we're going to be taking a look at 3 very different house mods from around Cyrodiil, including small farms, rustic woodlands, cabins, and scenic winter retreats as we try and find your dream home, the capital province of Tamriel. Now, like always, you can find all the download links for these mods down in the video description below. So let's go ahead and get started with our popular house mod of the week, which this week is Akarina Cottage by Blary. And in order to get this house, you'll have to find a member of the Mages Guild at the Arcane University, who can sell you the house for about 2,000 gold. And do note that this is originally a Japanese mod, so some of the English translations here are a bit off. And in any event, you'll find your new home out here in the cold winter wilderness near Bruma, just past the small farmstead of Applewatch. And it's a rather scenic place with lanterns in the trees and a rather unique exterior with several flower boxes full of, pink flowers that add a bit of color contrast to the snow-covered landscape here. And this is a rather scenic area in general, I must say. And taking a look at the map here, you can see your new cottage, which of course includes a map marker, and there's a fairly short commute to get back to Bruma. And inside you'll find a lovely cottage, including a lower level commons area that includes a lounge with a roaring fireplace and, some kind of modern-ish furniture, as well as a dining room and some bookshelves, all of which come nicely pre-decorated with a lot of charm and style. This is a rather cozy place to call home, with a sort of mixture of rustic and Victorian sort of modern styles about it. And you also find 2 rather well-finished guest bedrooms up on the second floor that are nicely pre-decorated with lots of clutter on the shelves here in each room. These are perfect for, storing companions or NPC staff if you have any, though these aren't the only guest bedrooms on the property, as we'll see later on. Now, you can actually use this desk here to create new magical scrolls, which is a pretty cool feature of this mod. And going up to the attic, you'll find a lot of extra storage with chests and each of these large glass display cases that you can use to organize your loot. There's also altars of enchanting and spellmaking up here. And you also find a private lounge and study for you to use, just outside the master bedroom. And you can, see the master bedroom here, actually. It's a bit on the small side, with a bed, fireplace, and some storage. But moving on, we're next going to be taking a look at the kitchen, which comes equipped with a book of recipes, and I believe you can actually cook food on the stovetop here, if you so desire. It's a rather small but, well-stocked kitchen, so you should be able to find all the ingredients you need to, cook something here. And finally, there's also a small bathing area and sauna down in the basement, as well as another guest bedroom that we, sort of skipped over. And anyway, this is a really nice and cozy cottage in the wilderness outside of Bruma, providing a number of features including 3 guest bedrooms for companions and NPC staff, a map marker, a cooking system, magical scrolls that you can craft, and altars of enchanting and spellmaking. This is, probably a good home for a mage type character especially, and definitely worth checking out. Moving on, next up we have our new house mod of the week, which this week is Pelalise Haven By HavenofDarkness, and I don't know if I pronounced the mod name there right or not, but anyway, this mod adds a small sort of overgrown woodland cottage to the hills north of the Imperial City. There's not really a lot of exterior landscaping here. You'll note a few potted flowers by the door, but otherwise, pretty much the entire property is overgrown with ferns, though it does have some really nice views of the Imperial City, especially the white gold tower there in the background. Now, you can see this house on the map here, and it's really not that far north of the Imperial City. It might be a slight commute to get into the capital, but there's a map marker to make things, nice and easy for you. And going inside, you'll find a rather uniquely furnished yet cozy little cottage to call your own, and the entire home really only has this one large room here, including an alchemy lab, fireplace with a lounge, a bathroom with a tub, and a master bedroom. And this is all a bit, close-quartered, but again, it's quite cozy. Now, it should be noted that the alchemy lab here has some, nice scripts attached to it, so you can automatically stop brewing potions without having to add a bunch of, alchemical equipment to your inventory. And there's also ingredient storage, and the bathtub can actually restore your health as well. And overall, this is a very small but charming woodland cottage with some nice views of the Imperial City, and a fairly short commute into the capital. It does have some nice convenience features, like a map marker, alchemy lab, bathtub, support for Korbal, if you have the Korbal master file installed, and ingredient storage. It is a bit on the small side, but if that's, something you're looking for, you might want to consider giving this little cottage a try. Finally, for our underrated house mod of the week this week, we're going to take a look at Farm By Mitzi. And this one adds a small farmstead to the road just across the bridge from the Imperial City. And this is a fairly sizable walled-in farm for you to call home, including pretty much everything that you might expect, such as a farmhouse, fields of veggies and fruits, stables in case you have any horses, and also a lot of gardens to, pretty up the exterior here. There's also a small upper platform that you can use to get some, pretty good views of your property. And speaking of views, this farm does have some decent views of the Imperial City as well, which is, to be expected given the close proximity to the capital. Having said that though, this close proximity does come at a cost of increased mod conflicts, since, this is a very popular area, and you can see this farmstead on the map here, and in addition to having a map marker, it's a very short commute to get into the city, though again, this makes conflicts extremely likely. And going inside, you'll find a fairly nice, if a bit empty looking house here, including a dining room, display counters, and a small kitchen area here off to the side, all of which is, conveniently free of clutter, so you can decorate this home however you want. And one of the cool features here is that every room in this house has light switches, so you can turn, various lights on and off if you so desire, which is, just a neat little addition. There's also a pretty sizable downstairs basement, which again features lights so you can, just turn on and off manually. And down here you'll also find the magical lab, including a small study where you'll find a desk, altars for enchanting and spellmaking, as well as bookshelves for displaying various items. And you'll also find a bedroom down here, including 3 beds, one of which might be used by yourself and 2 for guests or companions, as well as some chests and shelves for storage. Now there's also a small bathing area and steam room down here as well, which is, mostly cosmetic I think. And this property also comes with a set of cabins, where you'll find various alchemical ingredients growing along the passageways here, as well as a guest bedroom with more guest companion beds that you can, use for NPC staff or whatever companions that you happen to have with you. And, for such a small home, there's quite a few guest beds. And anyway, in conclusion, this is a nice and small farmstead that has a lot to offer, including a short commute into the city, lots of gardens and crops naturally, stables, altars enchanting and spellmaking, a fair bit of storage, and a surprising number of guest beds available for your companions. This is, certainly a nice feature-heavy farm to check out, and if you're looking for something small but, well-stocked, you might want to give this house a try. And that wraps up this episode of Oblivion House Mod Hunters. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in about a week with another selection of house mods for your viewing pleasure.